Hey everybody, just wanted to say a little bit more about Module 4 here, which we're moving into our second week of. So this one is kind of, we're moving away from where we were most recently with, you thought about how arguments are put together and how you mapped one out with your article map, thinking about how that argument was composed. Now we're moving, as you guys started last week, into this idea of rhetorical analysis. We're thinking about how things are composed and how do arguments get put together in such a way that they seem persuasive. What kinds of things do texts do to persuade us? And when I say texts, I'm thinking about a lot of different kinds of things. So one of the things you have here, I mentioned this in my message last week. Discussion boards 7 and 8 are about the same article, Paula Matthews, The Economic Citizenship and the Rhetoric of Gourmet Coffee. Now, this is a more difficult academic text. That's why we're spending 2 weeks on it, kind of breaking it apart. Really just thinking first about last week, you were thinking about what is the thesis? What words or phrases are new? It is okay for there to be new words here, for there to be things you don't know. Part of this is about the process of reading this difficult article. And so this week's discussion board carries that discussion forward. We're still focusing on this same article. What is Matthew's definition of economic citizenship? How is she's talking about Starbucks and she's using it as an example. Think about how she's using Starbucks as an example. And then in this response, build in some idea of what do you feel like an economic citizen of? What do you participate in a way that's not unlike what she's saying there about Starbucks? And so then, when you respond to your peers, look for what they're pointing out and think about how that is similar to or different from your own. Those are our two discussion boards for this module. We do not have a reading quiz this module. You guys have been doing a lot of work, so no reading quiz. Don't worry about that. The other main thing that's due at the end of this module, so this coming Sunday night, is a proposal for our next major assignment. This is only the proposal. And so this is your rhetorical analysis. And essentially, this is where I want you to propose to me something you want to write a rhetorical analysis of. And I would like you to think back to those topics you proposed. And you wrote about an article related to your topic for the article map. Now find some other text, some other choice of media that you can use. And I'm going to click on this so that we can look at it in a little bit more detail. You can see the full description for the actual rhetorical analysis assignment in Module 5. We're going to keep working on that in the next module. Kind of like before, we'll draft it and do it in stages. This time we're just doing the proposal, so just 150 to 200 words. I want you to identify a piece of media that you think would be interesting to analyze. And then when you do a rhetorical analysis of it, we'll do more focus on this next week, but rhetorical analysis is going to ask you to break it apart and tell me how do all its components come together to help it make whatever argument or case it's making. So I want you to think about your topic and then thinking about a text you can propose that you would be interested in analyzing rhetorically for how it persuades. And so here are some examples of different kinds of texts that are totally fine for analysis, because it doesn't just have to be an article this time. You could do like an infographic, an advertisement. That could be like a print ad. It could be an ad you see online or on TV. A social media campaign, Twitter posts. That's a form of communication, a text. Documents on a website, blog posts, YouTube videos, and pages. So, for example, if you have chosen the issue of animal rights, I could go find a YouTube commercial made by PETA, which is the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and that's an example of a campaign. If I'm doing climate change, maybe I go to a website for an organization dedicated to climate change, and I analyze some of the stuff posted there. Lots of different options for this. Think about your issue, your topic, and find something related to it. Video, blog, ad, article, anything. And all you have to do in this proposal is just identify it, give me a link to the media or give me a link to the text, and then just give me some thoughts about it. Like, who's the audience for this? What is the message? Who's the speaker? What do you have to say about it? That could be, an idea of your thesis. Um, is it effective? Because part of what a rhetorical analysis asks you to do is to decide, is this an effective text? Does it effectively persuade its target audience? Maybe you find something that you don't think is effective, and that's okay too. That's worth writing about. You don't have to just choose something that you agree with or think is good. Um, all of those thoughts are fine here in this proposal. This is just preliminary stuff. Tell me what you found, why you think it might work, and what's interesting about it. Okay, that's due this Sunday, March the 12th. Um, but like I said, besides that, we just have our discussion board posts, and that's that for this module. So we'll submit those proposals, and we'll keep moving with all of this. Midterm grades are coming up this week, so I'm going to try to have everything caught up in terms of scoring and grading. And those midterm grades will come out, and you'll know where you are, roughly where you're standing. If you're missing a couple of things, then that may weigh pretty heavily. But if not, it's a good opportunity to kind of reflect where you are in the class and how things are going. All right, guys, please reach out, email me, let me know how I can help. Take care, guys. Hope everybody's warm and well and enjoying some good sunshine. All right, bye.